Hi everyone, this is Diane at the Picket Fence Greenhouse and Gardens, and today I'm going to do something I've never done before. We're going to be propagating some Dipladenia Mandevilla Vine that I've had in my patio for, I would say, at least 5 years. This thing has grown and bloomed throughout the seasons. It's actually blooming right now. We are January 22nd, 2011, and it's blooming. So I'm going to be bringing it indoors to do the propagation because it's a little cooler out there in the patio, and I want to kind of get you guys in a little better setting, in our home setting. And I'm going to go out in the patio right now. We're going to bring it in, and then I'm going to show you how I will cut some little sections off of the Dipladenia so we can plant them today. Okay? First of all, I just want to show you the vine that I brought in. I'm going to show you the blossoms. I have probably just 3 blossoms right now today, but I have had more on it. These blossoms last like 4 to 5 days, I believe. But I'm just going to show them to you today. Isn't that beautiful? But this is a pretty large pot. It's probably, I would say, a little over 5 feet. It's taller than I am, so. And I brought it in. We're going to propagate. It's going to show you. It looks pretty good, but it does need some trimming. I'm probably going to have to do that this year. There's another blossom. So let's get started on propagation. Now this isn't something I've done before, so bear with me. I'm going to try to find some good areas where I think that they will root really well in some soil that I'm going to use. So this is going to be a learning experience for me right here. If it works, it's going to be great for having new plants for spring. So let's get started. Okay, I'm standing behind the vine here, and it's probably, I'm 5'3". I'm not very tall, and this vine is just a little bit reaching up, just a little bit taller. But granted, it's in a pot, so it's not quite as tall as I am. Okay, so because the pot's about 2 foot tall. Anyway, we're going to do some propagation. I just wanted to let you see how big it was. It's nice and big around. And like I said, this one's been growing for, I don't know, I kind of lost track, but I'm just guessing 5 years in my patio. Year round, I just leave it in there. And it blooms, what's nice is it blooms in the wintertime when it's so cold, can't go outside and do much, and still I have some color. Okay? So I'm going to get started. We're going to do some cuttings, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, I am looking for, on this vine, I'm going to be looking for some new growth alongside some of the older growth, and I'm seeing some in little sections here. I am going to try to give you, we got new growth on old wood, and that's what I'm going to try to go for, okay? And I'm going to show you here. I'm not an expert at propagation, but I'm going to see how this works out. These have a little bit of a milky sap coming out of them. I'm going to let that bleed out before I plant them. I'm going to be planting them up where the section of the leaves come out. Okay? But I'm going to be taking quite a few cuttings because I don't know how this is going to turn out. Okay? I really don't. But I'm going to be taking some little cuttings around like that. And that's kind of a nice, general, small little plant to get started. This is going to take me a little time as, some of these are twining around, and I do not want to cut the whole vine section. So I'm trying to get the sections on an end, so I'm not cutting the whole branch per se. But there's a really nice one here. It's got new growth coming. So I'm looking for something with some new growth and with some older wood. Okay, really hope this works, but if it doesn't, I at least tried. I'm just going to kind of go through here and do some little clippings in sections that, it's going to take me a little time to find the right areas that I'm looking for. But wherever I can see some new growth coming out, that is where I want to snip them. new growth alongside the old growth. But, you know, I'm not an expert at by any means doing this. I do propagation on some other plants that are really simple to do, but this one might be a little trickier. So whatever happens, happens, and, you know, if it works, I'll have that to share with you, okay? And then I'll just kind of let you know my progress as I go along. I'm going to be planting these, and I'm going to show you how I do that also. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting these right now, getting a bunch of sections, and then we're going to go downstairs in my basement where I do my planting, and we're going to I'm going to show you how I go through this process, and we'll go from there. Okay, you guys ready? Guys and gals, we're going to propagate this Dipladenia, and I'm excited. I am. To see how this goes. If you got any tips, tricks, please comment below this video, because this is kind of a new thing for me, propagating Dipladenia. So let's get started. I'm going to bring you in close, and we are going to, I'll show you just how I'm going to do it. You know, there's probably other ways to do it, and just kind of, you know, this is just kind of a, you know, you can follow along and maybe learn something from it. You know, maybe you have some tips for me too. So let's get going. Okay, I have my cuttings, my Dipladenia cuttings, my soil, which is a peat vermiculite soil, very fine, very good for starting propagation or from seed, whatever you do. And then I have my rooting hormone, which I'll dip each one of these cuttings in to get the roots started. Okay.